Hello, young biologists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the microscopic world of the cell. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating organelle, lysosomes. These tiny powerhouses are not just simple waste disposal units, they're packed with digestive enzymes, sometimes called suicide bags, and are vital for a process called autophagy. We'll explore these concepts across 4 levels of understanding, from easy basics to competitive insights. Get ready to uncover the secrets of cellular cleanup. Let's start with the basics. What exactly are these mysterious lysosomes, and what incredible jobs do they do inside our cells? Imagine your cell as a busy city. Just like a city needs a waste management system, your cells need lysosomes. They are small, membrane-bound sacs, meaning they have a protective outer layer found in the cytoplasm of animal cells. Think of them as the cell's tiny recycling and garbage disposal units. They are actually formed by another important cell part called the Golgi apparatus. Inside these sacs, they hold a powerful secret, special digestive enzymes. These digestive enzymes are like microscopic cutting tools. Their main job is to break down complex substances into simpler ones. This includes digesting any foreign invaders, like bacteria or viruses, that might sneak into the cell, keeping us healthy. They also clean up the cell by breaking down old, worn-out, or damaged cell parts, making space for new ones. But here's where it gets dramatic. If a cell is severely damaged or old, these lysosomes can burst, releasing their enzymes to digest the entire cell. That's why they're famously known as the suicide bags of the cell. A great example is how a tadpole's tail disappears as it turns into a frog. Lysosomes are working hard there. Now, let's test your understanding with a few quick questions. Take a moment to think about these. First, what is the primary function of lysosomes in a cell? Second, why are lysosomes often referred to as suicide bags? And finally, can you name one cell organelle responsible for forming lysosomes? Good luck! Ready to dive a little deeper? Let's explore the sophisticated mechanisms behind lysosomes' incredible digestive power and their role in keeping our cells in top shape. Lysosomes are truly the cell's ultimate recycling and defense centers. Beyond just disposing of waste, they are crucial for breaking down complex molecules like proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids into their basic building blocks. This recycling process is essential for providing raw materials and energy for the cell to function. On the defense front, they are vital components of our immune system. Imagine white blood cells engulfing harmful bacteria. It's the lysosomes within these cells that then break down and neutralize the threat, protecting our bodies from infection. The secret to lysosomes' power lies in their arsenal of over 50 different types of hydrolytic enzymes. These include proteases for proteins, lipases for fats, nucleases for genetic material, and carbohydrases for sugars. What's fascinating is that these enzymes are highly specialized and only work optimally in a very acidic environment, typically a pH of 4.5 to 5.0. The lysosome actively maintains this acidity using special proton pumps that push hydrogen ions inside. This acidic shield is a brilliant safety mechanism. If any enzymes accidentally leak into the cell's neutral cytoplasm, they become inactive, preventing the cell from digesting itself. Lysosomes have 2 main pathways for digestion. First, heterophagy, which involves digesting materials from outside the cell. This happens when the cell engulfs large particles through phagocytosis, like bacteria, or smaller molecules through endocytosis. These engulfed materials form vesicles that then fuse with lysosomes, forming a secondary lysosome, where digestion takes place. Second, autophagy, meaning self-eating, is when lysosomes digest the cell's own old or damaged components. This internal cleanup is essential for cellular renewal and survival. While suicide bags is a good analogy, the process of a cell dying due to lysosomal action is often a controlled event called programmed cell death or apoptosis, which is vital for development and tissue health. Time for some more challenging questions. Think about these. Can you list 3 types of substances that lysosomal enzymes can digest? Explain why the acidic environment inside lysosomes is so important. How would you differentiate between heterophagy and autophagy? How do white blood cells use lysosomes to fight infections? And finally, what's the more scientific term for the controlled process where lysosomes cause a cell to die? Take your time to formulate your answers. All right, advanced learners. Get ready to explore the intricate molecular mechanisms and broader implications of lysosomes, connecting them to genetic diseases and other cellular processes. Autophagy, derived from Greek for self-eating, is a sophisticated catabolic process where cells degrade and recycle their own components via the lysosomal pathway. There are 3 main types: macroautophagy, the most common, where a double-membraned vesicle called an autophagosome engulfs cytoplasmic material, then fuses with a lysosome for degradation. Microautophagy involves direct engulfment by lysosomal invaginations. And chaperone-mediated autophagy or CMA, where specific proteins are recognized by chaperonase and directly translocated into the lysosome. This entire process is absolutely vital for nutrient recycling during periods of starvation, clearing out damaged organelles, eliminating pathogens, and remodeling cells during development. It's truly the cell's internal cleanup crew on a grand scale. The journey of a lysosomal enzyme is quite precise. They are first synthesized in the rough endoplasmic reticulum and then transported to the Golgi apparatus. Here's the key. In the Golgi, these enzymes receive a special molecular tag called mannose 6-phosphate, or M6P**. This M6P tag is like a VIP pass, recognized by specific M6P receptors in the trans-Golgi network. These receptors then package the tagged enzymes into transport vesicles, which bud off and ultimately fuse with late endosomes, which then mature into lysosomes. This ensures that these powerful digestive enzymes reach their correct destination, preventing them from causing damage elsewhere in the cell. When this targeting goes wrong, it can lead to serious conditions known as lysosomal storage diseases. Lysosomal storage diseases, or LSDs, are a group of inherited metabolic disorders. They occur when a specific lysosomal enzyme is either missing or doesn't function properly. This leads to the accumulation of the enzyme's substrate, the molecule it's supposed to break down within the lysosomes. This buildup causes the lysosomes to swell, disrupting normal cell function and affecting various organs throughout the body. Classic examples include Tay-Sachs disease and Gaucher's disease, each resulting from a deficiency in a different enzyme. Understanding these diseases highlights the critical importance of proper lysosomal function. Furthermore, lysosomes play a crucial role in the immune system, not just by digesting pathogens, but also by breaking them down into smaller fragments or antigens. These antigens are then presented on the cell surface to T helper cells, essentially teaching the immune system how to recognize and fight specific threats. This antigen presentation is a cornerstone of our adaptive immunity. Now, for some more in-depth questions. First, describe the 3 main types of autophagy and their primary distinction. Next, explain the critical role of mannose 6-phosphate in lysosomal enzyme targeting. What are lysosomal storage diseases, what causes them, and can you give an example? Fourth, compare and contrast the primary functions and enzyme types of lysosomes versus peroxisomes. How do lysosomes contribute to the adaptive immune response? If the proton pumps in a lysosome stopped working, what would be the immediate consequence for its digestive function? And finally, why is controlled degradation of cellular components by autophagy so important for cell survival, especially during nutrient deprivation? Good luck with these challenging questions. Welcome to the ultimate challenge. In this hardest level, we'll unravel the deepest molecular intricacies of lysosomes, explore their roles in complex diseases, and even touch upon cutting-edge therapeutic and engineering applications. Get ready for a truly advanced biological journey. The molecular mechanisms of autophagy are incredibly complex and tightly regulated. Macroautophagy initiation is largely controlled by the mTOR pathway, where low mTOR activity, often signaling nutrient scarcity, triggers autophagy. A crucial set of autophagy-related genes, or ATG genes, encode proteins that orchestrate the entire process. For instance, the ULK1 complex initiates it, while the BICLIN1 complex, involving a pi3 kinase, is vital for nucleation. Then, to ubiquitin-like conjugation systems, ATG5, ATG12, and LC3 drive the elongation of the autophagosome membrane. LC3-2, in particular, is a key marker. Finally, the mature autophagosome fuses with a lysosome, forming an autolysosome, where the sequestered cargo is degraded by a symphony of hydrolases. The lysosomal membrane is a marvel of cellular engineering, designed to maintain its integrity and function in an extremely hostile acidic environment. A multi-subunit protein complex called the VATPase is embedded in this membrane, relentlessly pumping protons into the lysosome to maintain its critical acidic pH of 4.5 to 5.0, which is absolutely essential for enzyme activity. Various ion channels, like ClC7 for chloride and TRPML for calcium, meticulously regulate ion flow, influencing membrane potential, pH, and fusion events. Furthermore, the lysosomal membrane is heavily protected by highly glycosylated proteins like LAMP1 and LAMP2. These lysosomal-associated membrane proteins shield the membrane from the powerful digestive enzymes within, preventing self-digestion, and also play roles in lysosome fusion and movement within the cell. Beyond the well-known lysosomal storage diseases, lysosomes are deeply implicated in a broader spectrum of human pathologies. In neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, impaired lysosomal function and dysfunctional autophagy contribute to the accumulation of toxic protein aggregates, overwhelming the cell's cleanup machinery. In the context of cancer lysosomes exhibit a perplexing dual role. They can promote cancer cell survival by fueling them with recycled nutrients during stress, but they can also trigger programmed cell death, making them potential therapeutic targets. Moreover, lysosomal exocytosis can even contribute to cancer metastasis. Lysosomes also play a critical role in infection where some pathogens, such as Mycobacterium tuberculosis, have evolved cunning strategies to hijack or evade lysosomal degradation, allowing them to survive and replicate inside host cells, highlighting the constant cellular arms race against invaders. Understanding lysosomal biology has paved the way for innovative therapeutic strategies. For lysosomal storage diseases, enzyme replacement therapy, ERT, involves administering the missing enzyme, often with M6P tags to guide it to lysosomes, though brain delivery remains a challenge. Gene therapy offers the promise of a permanent cure by introducing functional genes. Substrate reduction therapy, SRT, aims to decrease the production of the accumulating substrate, while chaperone therapy helps misfolded enzymes regain function. Beyond LSTs, lysosomes are now recognized as critical signaling hubs. The lysosomal surface is where the central growth regulator, mTORC1, is activated, integrating nutrient signals via proteins like RAG-GTPase. TFEB, a master regulator of lysosomal biogenesis, is also controlled by mTORC1. Under starvation, TFEB moves to the nucleus to activate lysosomal and autophagy genes. Finally, in an engineering context, scientists are designing nanoparticles that can specifically target lysosomes to deliver drugs or genetic tools, offering exciting prospects for treating diseases and enhancing diagnostics. Let's tackle the first 5 advanced questions. First, describe the molecular steps involved in autophagism formation, mentioning key ATG genes and signaling pathways. Second, explain the role of VATPase and ion channels in maintaining lysosomal membrane dynamics and pH. Third, discuss how lysosomal dysfunction contributes to neurodegenerative diseases. Fourth, outline the dual role of lysosomes in cancer progression and potential therapeutic implications. And fifth, differentiate between enzyme replacement therapy and substrate reduction therapy for LSDs, including their mechanisms. Continuing with our final set of questions. Sixth, how do pathogens like Mycobacterium tuberculosis exploit lysosomal pathways to survive within host cells? Seventh, explain how the lysosome acts as a signaling hub, specifically discussing the mTORC1 pathway and TFEB. Eighth, describe the concept of chaperone therapy for lysosomal storage diseases. Ninth, what are the current challenges in delivering therapeutic agents to lysosomes, especially across the blood-brain barrier, and how are nanoparticles being engineered to overcome this? And finally, discuss the potential of lysosome-targeting probes in diagnostics and monitoring lysosomal function. Excellent work if you can tackle these. And that concludes our in-depth exploration of lysosomes. From their fundamental role as cellular digestive systems to their complex involvement in disease and cutting-edge therapies, lysosomes are truly fascinating organelles. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the easy, medium, hard, and hardest levels of understanding. For more such engaging and comprehensive educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep exploring the wonders of biology.